Awesome. Just give me 1 second. Oh, okay, great, great. All right, hi everyone. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good to have everyone on the call. Thank you very much, Olamide. Awesome. Thank you very much. Welcome to this session. I hope your Saturday has been great. Sorry for cutting it short by bringing you to the session, but don't worry, it promises to be worth your time. And I hope that by the end of the session, it's truly worth your time. All right, guys. Let's get started. All right, let's get started, and I will do that by sharing my screen. And please let me know once you can see my screen. Please just let me know once you can see my screen, and we will get right into it. Awesome. Great. Uh, just right here. Great. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. So tonight we want to talk about how you can leverage your non-tech background to become a high demand data professional. The assumption I'm making right now is that we have different professionals working across different fields right now, and we are looking to break into tech. All right, it's our dream to be able to land a tech job. If I made the right assumption about you, please just give me a thumbs up. You can just or use any of your favorite reaction. You work in a non-tech background and you're looking for ways, insights on how to break into tech. Fantastic, fantastic. So we'll talk about that tonight. All right, we'll talk about that tonight. And I think that we are the right set of people to be, driving this conversation with you because this is what we know how to do. In fact, we are a master at this, if I dare say so myself. And in case you don't know who we are, welcome to Nebiant Analytics. Uh, you probably had an assumption coming into this session. Yes, the session is being recorded. All right. Not only is the session recorded, we are also going to be sharing the recording of the session with you. All right. And all you need to do to access that recording is to fill out an attendance form that will be shared very shortly. So my colleague will be sharing a link to the attendance form. All you need to do is fill out that form and we'll get the detail we need to be able to send you the recording. Did we all get that before we proceed? Did we all get the information about attendance? All right, awesome, awesome. Okay, so I was telling you about Nebiant Analytics and how we are not just an ed tech company. In case you don't know what ed tech means, it means educational technology. It's a blend of education and technology, meaning we leverage technology to deliver education. All right, but we don't just stand for education and educational technology. We want to empower Africa. So it's more of empowering you than just educating you. All right. And we believe strongly in helping Africans unlock uh, their brightest potential, helping, to unlock the vast potential of Africa's brightest mind. And we do that by not just training you in high in demand tech skills. We focus especially on empowering you to be employable. And our thinking is this: we believe that it's not enough for you to know, you must also be able to use that knowledge to transform your life. All right. And that's why we are really focused on first equipping you with the knowledge and then also positioning you in ways to use that knowledge to transform your life by landing a job. All right, we'll see how that works as we progress in the session. And we've been doing this for about 2 years. And in just about 2 years, we've been able to help hundreds of Africans break into tech, especially those looking to break into data career paths like data analytics, data science, and business analysis. All right. So if you're also someone like that looking to transform your life, you're looking to start your journey, or you've even started, but your own focus is how to level up, how to upgrade yourself and land a job. I promise you that Nebiant Analytics is where your journey starts. So let's take a look at our roadmap for today. The conversation we're going to be driving, what will be our focus area? So to drive the session tonight, we will start by taking a look at how other Africans were able to break into tech, leveraging their non-tech background. You will be surprised to find out that some of the skills that you have right now is very, very valuable and very, very strategic to helping you land your first tech job. A lot of us don't know. I'm going to share with you how you can leverage the skill sets that you currently have to break into tech. And we're going to see that, sharing the story of how other Africans have been able to do that. We then proceed to talk about how you can do the same, following in their footsteps. After which, I will then share a special announcement with you at the end of the session. So you want to stick around till the end of the session, because it is then we'll get to have our personal moments to ask questions and I give answers. So if you have any question for me whatsoever, any question whatsoever, stick around to the end of the session and you get to ask me. And mind you, there are no stupid questions. I can only give stupid answers. So from your end, you don't have any problem. You can ask me any question. There are no stupid questions. There can only be stupid answers. And I'll try as much as possible not to give you any stupid answers. All right. So guys, are we good to go? Are we clear on our objective for tonight and we are ready? Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, so let's start with the first thing on the agenda, which is to talk about how other Africans have been able to transition successfully into tech, leveraging the skill sets that they had at the time. And I'm sure if you joined earlier, you would hear one lady speaking. Her name was Esther, talking about how she started her journey, the work she was doing. That was Esther, and that is the lady on my screen. Esther went to School of Nursing. She graduated as a nurse, right, as a nursing student. And after her studies, she got a job um, with an NGO as an on-field health practitioner. All right, she got a job as an on-field health practitioner for an NGO. And for those of you who don't know what that job description entail, just know that it involves a lot of moving around from one location to another under Nigeria's scorching sun. I bet you if we ask 100 people here, 90% would not want that kind of job where you have to move around under the scorching sun, going from one location to another, just, delivering your responsibilities. And that was where Esther was at the time, and it wasn't rewarding enough for her. And that was the point where she was no longer satisfied and she wanted more. But mind you, Esther has an health related skill set. Somebody said that is my current job. Did I read that right? That's my job now. Fantastic. So you can see somebody who has walked your path before, and we'll see what ended that person's journey, and we'll see if we can also map out a trajectory for you, you know learning from Esther's career uh, roadmap. All right. So if you remember, Esther, having this NGO experience, this knowledge of working with health data, with NGO, and luckily for her, By the time she decided to do more, she discovered Nebient Analytics. By the time she decided to empower herself with more, she discovered us, all right? And she initially thought that tech is not for her, all right? Like a lot of people like to think that tech is for really smart people, is for people that are math savvy, that are IT savvy, and all of that. That was her earlier impression until she joined our program, where we made her see clearly that tech is for everybody. The only condition is if you are ready to put in the work, you would get the results. And that was exactly what Esther did. She put in the work. And when it even became overwhelming, you heard her talk about how she reached out to her mentor. Her mentor was able to guide her, hold her by the hand, ensure that she's put right back on track. And that was another thing that helped Esther. But allow me to cut the long story short. To cut the long story short, after Esther joined our data analytics program in February, 3 months later, Esther landed her first job in tech. And now she works as a monitoring and evaluation analyst. But here's where it gets juicy. The role of a monitoring and evaluation analyst is very similar, not similar, is very close to what she was doing before. And somebody like Tion Isaac can confirm that, all right? Somebody like Tion Isaac can confirm that. Now, what Esther was doing before was to go from location to location to gather data, to gather information that she would then submit to somebody else who is in an office, probably in an air-conditioned office. That person will now analyze that data and communicate it to stakeholders in the NGO. So all of the experiences that Esther had on field gathering data, she was able to present it as an edge when she was interviewing for the role. But how did she know that she could actually leverage that experience? She was made to realize the things that a data analyst requires, the extra, we call it non-technical skills that data professionals require to be able to land a job. Now, a lot of people, while looking for tech jobs, they focus only on the technical aspects. They just want to learn a technical tool, a technical skill. You want to learn how to program, how to code, how to do this, how to do that. But the knowledge of it alone is not what gets you the job. How to leverage that knowledge using other skills that complement those knowledge is exactly how to land a job. And those were the things that Esther learned on the program. I saw a comment. Please give me a second. Sorry to be forward. Hope this is not an investment scheme. This is not an investment scheme. We don't run investment scheme here. All right. So, guys, are you still with me? Can I proceed, guys? Can I proceed? Just give me a thumbs up. If you want to invest money, if you want to, if what you're looking for is to invest money, this is not the session for you. All right. This is not the session for you. But if you want to empower yourself, build skills, technical skills that you can use to land a job, then maybe you should stay. All right, great. So, and that was how Esther was able to go from an on-field health practitioner to a monitoring and evaluation analyst. She went from what she was doing, reporting to someone, to being the actual person that other on-field health professionals will report to analyze the data. And all of that happened because she learned how to leverage her current skills, augmenting it with other non-technical skills and employability strategies. And don't worry, as we progress in the session, I'm going to share those exact employability strategies with you so that you can also learn how to start adopting these strategies. But this is Esther's story. You see how she went from an on-field health practitioner to being the monitoring and evaluation analyst that analyzes the data that she was previously fetching. All right. So that is one person who has done it before. So if somebody has done it, what do you think that implies? Guys, help me in the chat. If somebody has been able to do it before, what does that imply? What does that imply? Let me sample your opinion first before I continue. I don't want this to be one-sided. I want to learn from you. I also want you to learn from me. Fantastic. So if somebody has done it before, it means that you can also do it. Great. But let me share the story of one more person for to you before we go ahead to learn how we can position ourselves to achieve the exact results that these people achieved. Now, this is another young man right here. His name is Oluwaseun. Before Oluwaseun discovered Nebiant Analytics, he used to work as a risk officer at a microfinance bank. And who knows, maybe we also have somebody else who is currently doing Oluwaseun's previous job. Are you on the call? You work as a risk officer at a microfinance bank. Please just give me a thumbs up. Let me see, because I like anything I'm saying. I like it to be validated. I like you to be able to fact check me. Awesome. Innocent, Samson, great. So you can fact check me. All right, great. So that was what Oluwaseun was doing at the time as a risk officer. And you can tell, all right, the work of a risk officer is, the word for it is not complex, is difficult. All right, difficult and not as rewarding. How so? How is it difficult and not rewarding? Your job as a risk officer is to ensure that the bank does not take on so much risk in terms of loan defaultment. All right, in terms of loan defaultment. And you know how the Nigerian environment can be, right? You have a lot of difficult people. They take loans and it's difficult for them to pay back. And when that happens, it means that you are not doing your job well and you get blamed. All right. You get blamed a lot when a lot of defaulting happens in the bank. So that was Oluwaseun's reality. That was his day-to-day experience until he got fed up, he got tired, and he wanted more. And that was when he thought to himself, maybe it's time for me to get into tech. He has been hearing of tech for a long time and he had not taken it seriously at the time. But luckily for him, he attended an event and he met with our current Chief Operations Officer, Mohammed Suleiman, which quite a number of you might have met before. I mean, not met physically, anyways, but he met with Suleiman physically, with Mohammed Suleiman physically, and they got talking. And that was when Oluwaseun, told Mohammed about his interest to join tech. And Mohammed was able to put him through on how to go about it. And that was when he decided to, start learning business analysis. All right. He decided to start learning business analysis, and that led him to sign up for our business analysis training program last year, August. And soon you will realize, when you get to know about Nebiant, that technical skills are just one of the things that you need, not the entirety, not the entirety of the things that you need. All right. And our students learn that early enough in the program. In a matter of 1 week, 2 weeks, you're already getting exposed to the other things that you need to excel in tech outside of technical knowledge. Things like LinkedIn, like project portfolio, like an optimized CV. Early in the program, you get exposed to these things. And luckily for Oluwaseun, the minute you get exposed to how important it is to put yourself out there on LinkedIn, Oluwaseun started taking it seriously. He started posting every day, started putting out valuable content on LinkedIn. He did a lot of the things that we taught him about LinkedIn. And in a matter of weeks, Oluwaseun was able to bag a top voice badge on LinkedIn. If you know what a top voice badge is, if you're on LinkedIn and you know what top voice, you know what it means to be a top voice on LinkedIn, please give me a thumbs up. You know what it means to be a top voice, a LinkedIn top voice. Great. Mohammed Hassan, Ahmed Abdullahi. Great. So a lot of us know what that means. So for those of us that don't, what it means is that whoever is a LinkedIn top voice, that person is recognized globally as a thought leader in their field. It means that people can bank on whatever you say. People trust you. You have some level of legitimacy, authenticity. People can bank on your skill and your experience and your knowledge. And Oluwaseun was able to achieve that in a matter of weeks just by posting consistently and showing that in a matter of weeks also, Oluwaseun started landing several contract gigs. People that follow him on LinkedIn started reaching out to him. Oh, we have this job, we have that job. Are you able to take it up? Blah 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 blah. And that was how Oluwaseun became a full-time contractor online, landing several gigs. And that was what Oluwaseun did from last year until March this year, when he decided to start working full time. And now Oluwaseun works full time with an organization called Your Innovations Blog as a business analyst. But Oluwaseun was also able, like Esther, was also able to leverage some of the skills that he had as a risk officer. And I'm talking about management skills, detail orientation. As a risk officer, if you're not detail oriented, if you miss a tiny detail about the credit worthiness of a customer, you're exposing the bank to a lot of risk. So Oluwaseun was able to leverage all those previous skills, was able to package all of those in a CV after going through our CV revamp program, where we taught him how to, just like we teach every of our students, how to identify your key strengths and the experiences that you have from previous work experience, how to package all of that in your CV for a new job that you're trying to apply to. All right. So that was how Oluwaseun was able to package all of his previous experience, communication skills, interpersonal relationship, detail orientation, managerial skill, all of these skills. They helped him when he was interviewing for his current role. But there is a way that you need to do this. All right. There is a way that you need to put all of these together to position yourself for a job. And these are some of the things that we train our students to be able to do in our program. All right. So again, like Oluwaseun, if Oluwaseun was able to do it, please pardon me, let me stress you one more time. What does this imply? If Oluwaseun was able to do it, what does this imply? One more time, and we are done with that, guys. If Oluwaseun was able to go from non-technical career path like a risk officer to landing his job as a business analyst, it means that, in fact, I like that. Onyechukwu. Is it Onyechukwu or Onyechukwu? I love that. I love your stand. Says I can do more. Onyechukwu, I can do more. Fantastic. And I believe and I agree with you that you can do more. Well, let us pause. All right. Let's pause for a second. Let's pause for a second and ask ourselves a very crucial question. We've seen these people. We've heard their story, how they were able to land their first job in a matter of months. And we've also seen other people who, even in years that they've been learning, they've still not been able to land a job in tech. What made it possible for these people? I still have more people's story to share, but I just don't want to bore you with too much stories. So that's what I'm leaving it at, just these two for now. Maybe if we have more time in the future, as we progress in the session, I might, share the story of other people. But let's use these two people as case study to represent every of our other students who are possible for these guys. Can you still hear me, guys? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Am I audible? All right. All right. Thank you. All right. So I was asking, what made it possible for these people to land their first job? Right? They don't have two heads. They are not, they are not aliens. They are human beings like us, like those people who struggle to land jobs. The only difference between these people and our students is because if you want to land a job in tech, all right, and this is where you need to start listening if you've not been paying attention before. If your goal is to land a job, all right, and why I'm stressing this is because there are people who just like to say this. It sounds funny to some people. There are really people on earth who just love knowledge. They just love to read. You see these people reading many things, all right? They are reading, just because they love knowledge. So if you're that kind of, I'm not audible. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me, guys? Okay. All right. Give me a second. I think I'm going to need to switch my network. I think I'm going to need to switch my network. All right. Guys, can you give me 1 minute to switch my network? Please just give me a thumbs up if you give me permission to take 1 minute to switch my network. Just 1 minute. All right, so I will be back in approximately 1 minute. I need to switch this network to ensure that you have a seamless experience, please. All right, can you guys hear me now? Am I audible? Please, you can just type loud and clear if you can hear me. Just type loud and clear if you can hear me. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's quickly talk about how it was possible for Esther Oluwasheo and a lot of our other students to land their first job. Let's talk about what made it possible for these people. All right. Let's talk about what made it possible for these people. All right, John. All right, I want to ensure that my network is good. That's why I'm trying to test, a lot of things. Just 1 second. Just one. All right, so we should be good now. There shouldn't be any issues now. I guarantee that. There should not be any issue going forward. I guarantee that. All right, so who wants to tell me what the last heard me say? What was the last thing you heard me say? I don't want to miss. I don't want to skip anything. All right. What was the last thing you heard me say? Anybody, you can just type it in the chat. What was the last thing that you heard come out of my mouth? Oh, all right, all right. I get the joke. I get the joke. All right. Thank you very much, Victor. Exactly. That was exactly what I wanted to ensure that you heard me say. Okay, great. So I was talking about people that just love knowledge. All right. Now, if you are just somebody who loves knowledge, you are not interested in using that knowledge to make money, you just love to have knowledge, then maybe this part of the session is not for you. All right. But if you're somebody you want to equip yourself with knowledge and also use that knowledge to be able to better your life, then let's see how Esther and Oluwaseun was able to go from non-technical roles to landing their first tech job. And the reason that was possible was because there is a roadmap for landing a remote tech job. As a beginner, there is a roadmap that you need to follow. And this roadmap, when we discovered it, it was mind-blowing. All right. It was mind-blowing. And we said to ourselves, why is it that people have not, been applying this roadmap? Because it works. It just works. And a lot of people have been sleeping on this roadmap. People do part of it, but not the main thing that actually gets people the job. All right. And then we discover that if we don't start teaching this roadmap, we will be like every other ed tech company. And this is exactly how we've been standing out in a pool of ed tech companies. So our student gets on board, then we teach them this roadmap. And what is this roadmap that we teach our students? That someone like Oluwaseun, someone like Esther followed, that helped them get a job. We call it the Nebian 3-step framework for landing a high-paying tech job. And like you can tell, it has 3 steps. If you do one of those steps and you don't do the others, it's not going to work. If you do 2 and you don't do the remaining one, it's not going to work. For you to get results, guys, you need to do all 3. You need to take all 3 steps in this framework. Are we together? Hope we are getting what I'm saying. Hope we are getting what I'm saying. Fantastic. So bear in mind that for you to land a job, these 3 steps in this framework must be fully and strictly adhered to. And the step 1 is where it all starts. You need to first of all learn a skill. This is a no-brainer. I'm sure you have heard this before. Am I correct? You've heard that for you to get a job in tech, you need to have a skill. Great. You've not heard this before. And I agree with every other person already following this step. This is where you need to start from. But there is a catch, all right? There's a catch. A lot of Africans also miss it in this step. As much as this step is very valid, there is also something that you need to pay attention to in this step. What do other people do in applying this step? They just tell themselves, oh, I want to learn a tech skill. This is the mistake that a lot of people make. I just want to learn a tech skill. And that's right there determines whether you fail or you succeed. Because you just hear a fancy skill, a fancy career. Oh, software engineering. Oh, it sounds very nice. Cybersecurity sounds very great. UI UX design. Oh, sounds very bougie. You just hear a skill. You don't first of all ask yourself, assess, do research, find out what are the peculiarities of this skill and what will it give me if I decide to learn it. A lot of people don't do that. They just want to learn a skill so that they can say, oh, I've paid my dues, now I deserve a job. But if you don't strategically identify and pursue a skill, you are likely to fail. All right. Now, this is the Nebiant approach to learning a skill. Instead of just learning any random skill, what you want to do is first of all go and research. Don't just rush into it. Sit down, go and research. In the world right now, which tech skill is high in demand? That if I learn it, no matter what, I will get a job. That is what you want to focus on, not just any random skill that comes to your mind, or because your friend is doing this, you feel, oh, this is the only way for you to make money. Go and ask your friend doing software engineering, how many years did it take him to learn software engineering? Or did it take her to learn software engineering before he or she got their first job? Those are the things that you need to do. Those are the kind of research that you need to carry out. All right. So instead of learning a skill, you want to learn a high in demand, no code tech skill. All right. Especially when you are starting out. You want to start with a skill that is high in demand. And what does high in demand means? It means that organizations always require talent in this skill path, in this career path. All right. And if you do your research, you will discover that you would always fall back to these three career paths in tech. Number one, data analytics, data science, and business analysis. The way the world is moving right now, the most in-demand tech skill right now falls within the cadre of data, because everything, every tech revolution right now relies heavily on data. You name it. Is it artificial intelligence? I hope you know that artificial intelligence is powered by data. First of all, do you know that? Give me a thumbs up if you know. Give me a thumbs down if you don't know. Artificial intelligence is powered by data. Artificial intelligence is simply a machine learning from information that it is being fed with. All right? Learning from information that is being fed with to be able to provide, intelligence. All right. So there needs to be professionals who are enabling this data and making sure this data is useful to be used for artificial intelligence. And that is exactly why, if you are a beginner in Africa right now, if you want a job, focus on data. And the three most high in demand skills in data right now is data analytics, data science, and business analysis. And in case you are wondering, what gave me this authority? This guy is sounding so authoritative. Can you imagine? It's just a regular guy in Lagos State speaking with so much authority. What is fueling this authority? Trust me, I'm not speaking as an authority, even though I consider myself an authority, but I'm leveraging the authority of the World Economic Forum. And this is what they said. when they carried out a research early in this year to find out what the future of jobs is going to look like. They did a report and sent it out early this year. And in that report, they estimate that by 2030, the demand for data analysts, data scientists, data engineers, BI analysts, business analysts, and other big data and database professionals will grow by 30 to 35%. World Economic Forums. And if you know anything about the World Economic Forum, it is a forum of world leaders, of world employees, people that shape the workforce globally. These people, they converge maybe every year, I don't know, maybe once in 2 years, I don't know, but then they carry out deep research about the future of jobs. And the research reports that they published for this year estimates that data analysts, data scientists, and all of these data professionals will continually be in demand. And the demand for them will grow by up to 35% year on year up until 2030. They stopped their research at 2030. Maybe when it gets to 2030, they will do another one from 2030 to say 2035. All right. So how then do I know that you need to focus on this career path? Because the World Economic Forum says so. And not just that, I also did a research personally. I went to different job boards and see what jobs companies are putting out. What are the kind of vacancies that we have right now in the world? And I discover that if all the companies in the world, or let's say if companies put out job adverts, say they put out 100 job adverts in a day, at least 60 of them will be for data professionals. How many of you have observed that? I don't know if it's just me, but I've observed personally. If you go on LinkedIn, for instance, and try to look for job openings, you'll be seeing data this, HR data analyst, sports data analyst, energy data analyst, this data analyst. These people are looking for data professionals. And it makes sense because organizations are now generating tons and tons of data, and they are beginning to get conscious of the kind of leverage they can have if they tap into their data. And that's why organizations these days require a lot of data professionals. So guys, does it make sense now in your step one, when you're trying to learn a tech skill, to focus on data career paths, especially data analytics, data science, and business analysis? Does it make sense now? Does it make sense? Give me a thumbs up if it makes sense. Fantastic, fantastic. So I'm not just saying what I like. Great, beautiful. So you are getting closer. You have, you have been exposed to the first step that you need to take if you are looking for a job. But guys, if you stop at step one, it's as good as you have not done anything. Now, in fact, I've never said this before. But I want to say this humorously. I just want to be, I just want to joke about it. If you do step one alone, the only way you are landing a job, if the only thing you do is to learn one of these skills, the only way you are landing a job is if your parents are well connected, super rich, you have connection to global companies. They can all just tell you, go to this company, don't worry, go and resume. That's only when you are getting a job, if the only thing you do is to learn a skill. And do you know why that is? Because the same way you are learning a skill right now, the same way you are learning a skill, in your own little world, in your boxed world, you think you are the only one putting in the work. You are the only one trying. You are learning a skill. I used to think like that too. I'm not going to lie to you. I used to think like that, back in the day. I would not sleep. I would be, learning overnight. I'll be feeling myself, I paid my dues. I deserve the world. until I discovered that the same way you are burning the night candle is the same way 1,001 other people are burning the candle. So you are not the only one trying to learn a skill. So question then is, if all of you 1,000 people are learning a skill and you're trying to apply for one job, what leverage do you have? What edge? What would you say you are better than the next person? I mean, all you did was learn a skill. The other person to learn the skill, right? So it means that skills are never enough. Just having the technical skills does not guarantee you a job. You are only going halfway down the journey. You are only halfway down the journey. You need to back that up with employability skills, employability strategies, the right employability strategies that gives you an edge over other people. So while other people rely only on skill, you have the skill and you also have the right strategy to be able to push them away from the road and be the one that employers are interested in. But guess what? In Africa, in Nigeria, step one is what most people are focusing on. If you take a pool of 100 edtech companies in Nigeria, and this is no shade to any edtech company, I'm not even going to mention any name. You just go by yourself, go and do a research. Bring together 100 educational technology companies. You will discover that 90 to 99% of them only focus on come and learn the skills, come and learn data analysis, come and learn software engineering, come and learn this. And then we have a lot of graduates, we have a lot of people who have learned a skill, but they don't have anything to show for it. And we told ourselves, we are not going to be one of those edtech companies that would only empower their students with skills. And that was why we came up with this three-step framework. While other people will stop at step one, we are going to take it a notch further to ensure that our students are rightly equipped, not just to have the skills, but to be positioned for the job. So I hope I've been able to establish that step one is good, but not enough. If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up. If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up. Fantastic. And this is exactly why we would not stop at step one and we will go to what? Step two. So, what does step two entail? You can see it on your screen. This is what we empower our students with. All right, this is what we empower our students with. In step two, after they've successfully completed step one, we then empower them with step two by positioning them to become employable, not just locally, but what? Globally. All right, but what? Globally. And how do we do that? You can see it on your screen. First of all, once you become a student of Nebient Analytics, you see that your CV that you have in your house, that you pull out anytime you want to apply to a job. First of all, forget about it. Go and throw it away, because you need to craft a winning CV, not just a CV. A lot of us have CVs that just pack the dust. But what you need is a winning CV. And how do you draft or craft a winning CV? You need to craft a CV that matches the job description you're applying to at least 90 to 95%. And there's a way recruiters do that. There's a way recruiters assess whether your CV matches their job requirements or their job description. They take it through a robot called ATS. How many of you are familiar with ATS? Applicant Tracking System. Give me a thumbs up if you're familiar with that. Exactly. So for those of you that are not familiar with what an ATS is, it's just an automated system that checks your CV to check whether your CV shows you or presents you as a best fit for the job. And they look out for certain keywords. All right. They take certain keywords from the job description and scan your CV to check whether those keywords in the job description are heavily resident in your CV. And depending on how well your CV matches the job description, it then scores you. It gives you a score. It gives you a score from 0 to 100. If your score does not reach a certain benchmark, every organization have their own unique benchmarks. Some organizations, they are lenient. They'll tell you if you have 80%, you are good. Some are very strict, especially global organizations. You need to have at least 95%. You need to have a 95% ATS score, right? But we've had our students achieve 98 to 100% ATS score because there's a way you need to craft your CV to match the job description at least at a 98%. And what that does is it ensures that your CV scales and reaches the table of the recruiter. And that's when the recruiter goes through it, they're impressed, and then they call you for an interview. But a lot of people, in fact, research has shown that 95% CVs fail at the ATS point. They fail. They don't get to the recruiter physically. All right. So what we do is outside learning all of this data analysis, data science, you have a class, you have a session, you have programs to teach you how to craft winning CVs. We call it our CV assessment and CV optimization. So that's the first thing that you're going to go through to ensure that you become globally employable. Number two, if you don't have a LinkedIn in 2025, you are lucky that I am speaking to you virtually, because if we are physically present with each other, I would have given you uppercuts. If in 2025, as a professional, you don't have a LinkedIn or you're not taking LinkedIn seriously, then you don't know what you are doing. But that is not a problem, because as a student of Nebient Analytics, it is a must that you go through our LinkedIn profile optimization program. Even if you don't have a LinkedIn, you are going to create one. And once you're done creating it, you then optimize it. To optimize a LinkedIn profile means to make it in such a way that it naturally attracts opportunities. You saw the story of Oluwaseun, how it was people that were reaching out to him. All right. So you need to have your LinkedIn profile optimized. Number three, compulsorily, a lot of people are learning, but they don't have ways to prove that they have this knowledge. And this is another thing that is shooting them in the leg, that is hindering them from maximizing the opportunities in tech. How do you prove to me that you know how to build a data solution? If I can't see a data solution you've built before, I'm not going to trust you. All right. Which is why a portfolio is 100% important. A lot of people have learned, but they don't have a portfolio to back it up. In Nebient Analytics, it is compulsory. You'll be taken through our profile of our portfolio development program, where you will build a website, an actual website that will serve as your portfolio. And don't be scared. In case you don't like writing code, you're not going to be building this website with code. You are going to be building it using a no-code tool. But you're going to have a portfolio website where you can where you can put all your projects and send it to a recruiter. They go to that website, they see all the amazing things you've worked on, and then they are more confident in calling you for an interview. Another thing we do to position our students is Upwork. Upwork is a freelance platform. In case you don't want to work 9 to 5, you want to work as a consultant, as a freelancer, Upwork is your go-to. And we're going to help you set that up. In case you don't have, we'll set it up for you. In case you have and it is not attracting clients, we're going to help you optimize your Upwork. All of this in a bid to ensure that you are positioned for employment. Another thing that you need that a lot of people don't pay attention to is mentorship. I mean, you're literally new to this field and you don't have somebody guiding you, your journey is going to be longer. So you need mentorship. And that's one of the things that you get in the program. That's one of the things that our students get in the program. You get access to global mentors, actual professionals that work in the field. They're going to, expose your mind to how these things work in the real world, how you deal with certain things, how you answer interview questions, how you ace interviews, how you deal with, imposter syndrome, a lot of things. All right. We have these experts that are going to coach you and guide you throughout your program and after your program. And that's why it is a lifetime mentorship. The fact that you are done with your program doesn't mean you get cut off. No, you still have access to these mentors. All right. And also, we prepare our students for interview. Every Nebian student has access to interview preparation sessions. Whether you're a current student or whether you're a past student, as long as you're a part of the Nebian community, you've done our program and you've graduated, whatever interview you have access to us. Reach out to us. We will prepare you for that interview. In fact, our interview preparation sessions have helped a lot of students gain confidence that help them land the job. And we also have our job reference program. In fact, a lot of our students love this, and a lot of them have leveraged this job reference to land their first job. It's nothing serious. We refer you to job directly. All right. So we have global companies that partner with us. They know we train the best in the field. So they reach out to us. We need somebody who can take up this role. Do you have any of such? And then, of course, we refer our students, and our students have used this program to land jobs. We also have our on-the-job support. You've landed the job, but somehow you are stuck. You have certain projects that you are working on and you need support. We will support you. It's a job. You are getting paid. But don't worry. We will support you free of charge. We won't tell you because, they are paying you for this job now, so you give us a cut. No, you are a member of the Nebians community, and it is our duty to ensure that you do not fail. Because guess what? If you fail, it directly means that we have also failed, and we don't want that to happen. So we are always available for all our students to ensure that they succeed. So this is step 2 that you need if a job is what you are looking for. Guys, look at step 1 and step 2 alone. If you have access to step 1 and step 2, an environment to learn a high in-demand tech skill intensively, and you also have in that environment this ability to be positioned to become globally employable, do you think landing a job will be easier or not? Do you think landing a job will be easier with these steps in the framework? Give me a thumbs up if you think it will be easier. Give me a thumbs down if it, nah, I don't think so. Just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down, right? Fantastic. And now you can begin to see why Esther, why Oluwaseun, why a lot of our students have been able to land a job, because this is what they have access to. And by the time they have gotten access to all of these things, they then apply step 3, where they begin to apply all of these things to jobs. And they don't just apply to jobs randomly. One of the things you are going to learn early in the program, in fact, I think your first week, you are going to learn there's a rule here at Nebians. You don't apply to jobs with a CV more than once. What does that mean? You don't use one CV, you don't use the same CV to apply to 2 jobs. All right, it's a standing rule. You don't. You do what is called CV job matching. For every job you want to apply to, you will use our CV job matching tool to tailor your CV to that specific job, to ensure that each time you apply to a job, you have at least 98 to 100% match. All right, and that gives you 98 to 100% score on your ATS. All right, so there's a way that you need to do that, And whenever you're applying to a job, you apply using job matching. All right. And then in step three, also, we recommend. All right. We give out recommendation letters. Some organizations have required some of our students who landed jobs to provide recommendation from their previous employer. And one of the things that you get to enjoy as a student is you can add Nebiant as your previous employer. Somebody cannot see my screen. Please, if you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. You can see my screen. Please give me a thumbs up. All right. So maybe that's your network. You can leave the call and rejoin immediately. All right. So in case you get a job and they need you to provide recommendation letters, referral letters, we also write referral letters to our students, because our students are not just students, they also work for us. All right. And that's why on your CV, you can add Nebiant Analytics as your, in your work experience. All right. And lastly, we also share exclusive jobs. We also give exclusive job access to our students. So we get the most recent job opportunities, and then we share those with our students. And this is a step, all right, that we take our students through. Compulsorily, you must go through all of this before you graduate. Compulsorily. Although we are not going to hold a knife to your head, you yourself, you want to do it, because it is not just beneficial to you. We also do it in such a way that it is enjoyable. All right, it's enjoyable for you to do. So it's not seeming like a task. All right, it's seeming like something you need to do to level up. So guys, this is our secret right here, the three-step Nebiant framework for landing a high-paying tech job that our students have been leveraging to land a job. And we've had a lot of Africans like you who have used this framework to land their first job in months. This is Ugochi. All right. Ugochi now currently works as a business analyst. She joined our program in February this year. And in June, she landed a business analyst role at Marite Consulting. All right. Now she currently works as a business analyst. And all of these people, they have to go through the entire roadmap. Ugochi has a portfolio. You will not see one of our students who does not have a portfolio, because all of these things are important to landing a job. This is also Naomi. Naomi currently works as a branch. Is it even a branch manager? She oversees several branches, in an organization, because a company realized that she has upskilled and she's able and capable to, lead a team that they needed to set up. All right, a lot of people. I don't want to go through all of these people one after the other, but let me stop at these two. This is Udua Grace and Ellen Okai. Ellen Okai currently works as a marketing data analyst when she completed her program in January. All right. Udua currently works as an application support engineer at Sparkle, Nigeria. These are people who went from non-tech to tech, leveraging the three-step Nebiant framework. And that exactly is how, if you're looking to get a job, this is the framework that you need to start adopting, either personally or you want to do it through Nebiant. Is that gotten, guys? Is that gotten? Are we together? Awesome. All right. So at this point, now that we know, all right, now that I have achieved my goal to expose you, all right, to expose you to the framework, and I hope and I sincerely hope that you have grabbed this framework and you are thinking of how to start adopting them right now, because I will so be happy if one or two or three or four or five or 10 or 20 people on this call by January, by December this year, or January 2026, they are telling me, oh, hi Ayobami, I was at your session this day and that. I was able to land my first job. I will be so happy. In fact, I would even talk about you the same way I've talked about Esther and Oluwasho. So start thinking of adopting all of this framework that I've shared with you going forward. And luckily for you, all right, luckily for you, for those who would want to partner with Nebians, who would want Nebians to hold them by the hand, the same way we held these people's hands, these people that have shared their story. Luckily for you, we have our next cohort starting next month. All right. Our next cohort is starting on the 8th of November. All right. So if you want to, leverage this three-step framework, learn a skill, get exposed to how you can become globally employable and start applying to jobs strategically, this program is what you need. All right. This is everything that our students have leveraged, and you'll be getting it come the 8th of November. So I want to know before we even proceed, if you're on the call and this sounds like an amazing opportunity for you, you're very eager to join the next cohort. If I have people like that, please give me a reaction. All right. So I can talk briefly about how to make that happen. All right. So I can talk very briefly on how to set that up for you, and then we close it for the day. And then we close it. Somebody said November is too far. We actually need to make some preparation to ensure that the class is the session. The program is valuable to you. All right. So for those of you that are interested in joining the November 8th course, bear in mind that you're going to be starting a 4-month intensive journey. All right. And I like to say that these career paths are easy to learn. All right. They are easy to transition. They have great salary projections, but that does not mean that all you will do is just sit on your bed, not put in the work. No, you're going to have to put in the work. All right. It's growth. Growth shouldn't come so easy. You need to position your mind and yourself to be able to put in the work. For 3 months, you're going to be learning intensively. All right. Any of the career path you've chosen, data analytics, data science, business analysis, anyone, for 3 months, you need to lock in and put and give in your all. And then after the 3 months, you then get onboarded to our internship program, where you apply everything you have learned. You apply it in a real world organization. One of the challenges that a lot of people learn in face is they don't even know how to apply it in the real world. And by the time they are interviewing, they don't know how to navigate that. No, we're not going to allow that. You are going to have a real world experience of what it means to be a data analyst, what it means to be a data scientist, what it means to be a business analyst in an actual organization. You're going to get a feel of that 1 month after your program. You're going to be focusing on work, not just learning alone at this point. And your classes will hold on weekends. So you have weekend classes and then weekday sessions. So your weekend classes hold on Saturdays. All right. So every Saturday you get into class with your instructor in class. It's not going to be somebody just talking. No, it's going to be a class experience, and it's going to be 100% online, virtually. So you get to ask questions. If you don't understand something, the person will go back. Now, if you don't understand what I said, if you ask me to go back, only if I feel like I might decide not to go back. But in class, the instructor will definitely retake everything that they need to retake, just to ensure that you are getting value. So 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Saturday, you're going to be in class with your instructor, building real world projects, solving real world problems, and ensuring that you understand as you progress. Then on Sundays, we are then going to release instructional videos. All right. So Sunday is the first day of the week, and then we'll release videos for you to watch to prepare you for class happening on Saturday, so that you are entering into class not as a complete novice, but you're already going into class with some level of knowledge and confidence. And you then use all of that to solve a problem, build a project. Our classes are hands-on. It's not just theory, 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 theory. There's so much you can get with theory, but when you actually apply it, use it, the way people are doing it in the real world, when you do it in class, that's when it begins to make more sense. Oh, so this is how to analyze data. So when you call yourself a data analyst, this is what you do in the office. Those are the things that make you really, really grounded. And that's how our program is structured. Then for weekdays, you have two sessions during the weekdays. On Tuesdays, you have a session called technical support session. What that session is for is to ensure that any technical problem you have is resolved before class on Saturday. So you're working with software, and the software is not, you're not getting it. You trash that out with your instructor on Tuesday. You're having this challenge, you trash that out with your instructor on Tuesday. Any technical issue you have, trust me, on Tuesday, they go away. Then on Thursdays, because you don't only need technical skills, you also need mentorship. We have dedicated Thursday evenings for you to be mentored. And that's where you get to meet your different mentors every other Thursday. All right. At least for now, you have access to at least 12 mentors throughout your program and after your program. So you're going to be hearing from different professionals, different perspectives to help you in your journey, and that's how you really grow. So on Thursday evening, you meet your different mentors in a mentorship session from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So that is the structure of the program. That's the structure of the program. So for those of you that are ready to join that program, the program, any of the program you want to select, whether you want to be a data scientist, a data analyst, or a business analyst, the fee for our program is 350,000 naira for the entire 4 months. 350,000 naira for the program. All right. But I wanted to add a dramatic effect to that, but I don't have any dramatic effects to add. So even though the price of the program is 350,000 naira, some people here tonight will have the opportunity to cut away this program at a discounted fee. All right. So people that are ready, that are really ready, this is not, at this point, this is not for everybody. All right. At this point, maybe it's too pricey for you. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe tech is not for you, for several reasons. And it's totally fine. But for people that are really ready, they are tired of what they are doing, they want to position themselves for a career in tech, we want to empower you by allowing you to take advantage of our discount offering. So instead of paying 350,000 naira, if you take action tonight, if you sign up for the program tonight, you are only paying 250,000 naira. That's an opportunity that you don't want to miss. All right. While others are paying 350,000, you are paying a discounted amount, 100,000 naira off. But it gets juicier. All right. Is it juicier or juicier? It gets juicier. Not only do you get to pay a discounted amount, you also have the opportunity to pay that discounted amount in installment. So you don't even need to pay all at once, to make it easy and flexible for you to transform your life by getting skilled in tech. So you can leverage our 3 installments plan, where you break down your payments into 3 installments. 85,000 naira first installment completed, and then you start with the November cohort. Once you complete your first installment of 85,000 naira before the program starts, you complete your installments. 1 month into the training, that means 1 month after your first installment is complete, you have 1 month. You're learning, you're in class, you're getting program, then you have 1 month after that to pay your second installment. After you have paid your second installment, you have 1 month again after that to pay your third installment. So your first installment of 85,000, your second installment of 85,000, and your third installment of 80,000 naira. If you want to take advantage of the discount, this is how you can pay your discounted amounts to make it even easier for you. But the catch is this: you need to secure the discount tonight. You need to secure the discount tonight so that you are able to leverage the discount offering. All right. And if you're securing the discount tonight, you can complete one installment. You have secured the discount. All right. With just one installment, you are in class already. You are enrolled into class, and then you have 1 month to go and sort out your second installment, and 1 month after then to sort out your third installment, and that makes it very flexible. So if you're securing the discount, you're acting tonight. If you don't want a discount, you want to pay 350,000 naira, that is also fine. You don't need to take any action tonight. All right. You don't need to register for the program tonight if you are fine with paying 350,000 naira. But this is Nigeria. I mean, any amount off is sensible. All right. So if you're making payment tonight, just one installment is fine. But if you want to pay the entire 250,000 naira tonight, that is also fine. The ball at this point is in your court. So the account details is on your screen, and then a colleague of mine is sharing the account details for ease of access. All right, so you can either make a direct transfer to the Sterling Bank account you can see on your screen to register for the program. 0098999047 Sterling Bank. You will see Nebiant Analytics. And again, this is only for people that are ready to take action. The class is regulated. We don't even want a large number so that the class can be regulated and participants can get value. So only people who are ready to transform their lives are invited to sign up for the program. All right. So if you're signing up for the program, you're making a direct transfer, do that and send us a proof of payment. All right. Send us a proof of payment to um to our WhatsApp number. My colleague is sharing that in the chat. All right. My colleague is sharing that in the chat. Send us a proof of payment once you are done making any of your payments, whether the entire 250,000 or the first installment. All right. So this is the point where we get to take and answer questions. So if you have a question rather for me, please raise your hand and I will be responding to your question. All right, responding to your question. Please raise your hand. I'll call your name. You're mute. Ask me your question, and then I would respond to you. If you also want to type your question, you can type it in the chat. I will take a look at the chat, read out your question, and then answer. So if you have a question for me, please go ahead and ask me your question. All right. So I will call out names based on first come, first serve. All right. Bamigboye Oluwadare, please go ahead. Unmute and ask me a question. Please unmute your mic. I'm not sure if you are speaking, Damilare. If you, sorry, did I just call Oluwadare rather? If you're
Yeah,
speaking,
yeah.
go ahead. All right.
I'm following you. Yeah, hope you're hearing me.
Yes, I can. Are you struggling with your network? All right. So I'll just leave you muted. Let me take some questions in the chat. Silas, the classes are online. Can a product manager transition into data analyst? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can transition. In fact, you can even stay within product management, but now you are a data-oriented product manager, delivering more value to your organizations. And if you within your field, all right, if you check a lot of job descriptions now, you will find out, and this is Okpelua, this is speaking to Okpelua, you will see that a lot of project management roles now require data, all right, because you're going to be doing a lot of, you know, iterations in Microsoft Excel, Power BI. So not only can you transition, you can even stay within your role and be a more valuable, project manager, earning more with your skill set. So I thought to share that. So don't just focus only on transitioning. You can stay within your role and be more valuable. Please, can the discount payment be made open to the end of the month? The fee for the program is actually 350,000 naira. Discount is only given to people who want to take advantage of it. Tonight, I did not mention a physical class. All right. We source our instructors from across the nations to be able to get the best instructors available. All right. To get the best instructors. If we confine ourselves to a specific location, we are only limited to the instructors available within that location. All right. But we deliver high quality training programs, and that requires us to be able to get the best of hands regardless of location. All right. And that's why our classes are online. Isaac, with the advent of AI, is there a part of the course that prepares the student for exact? I love this question. One of the areas in our program, any of the program, data science, analytics, business analysis, there's an AI module. All right, there's an AI module that you will have to take. You take an AI module in any of our program, and you're going to build a project, all right, leveraging artificial intelligence. So absolutely, our program prepares our students for uh, the wave of AI. All right. So if there are no more questions, let me see. I really appreciate you. Please, can you share the module of the training course program with us? Fantastic. So we're going to be sharing this slide. All right. I'm going to be sharing this slide with you. So at the end of the session, I'm going to be sharing the slide with you. Just fill out the attendance form. I'll share the slide. And when you get this slide, you can see this. Can you see this page? Can you see this slide? Mary, just give me a thumbs up if you can see this slide I'm on right now. Great. So when you get to this page, just click on this link. Click on this link. It will take you to the brochure and you can see everything. But make sure you fill out the attendance form. Please make sure you fill out the attendance form. Amazing session. Currently, I have an engagement for November. When would the next course begin? I do not have an answer to that. We plan for one course ahead of time so that we're able to ensure that we deliver value. But another thing you want to also look out for is that our program is very flexible. You have access to recordings and you have access to your instructor. So if you're unavailable for class at a particular time, you can always, go back to it at a more convenient time with full access to your recording and complete access to your instructor. So you can leverage that. You don't need to wait for the next course. because we don't even know if there's going to be a next quart, although chances are there are going to be a next quart, but you don't want to wait for a next quart because you are postponing your chance of landing a job by at least 1 month. All right. And nobody knows when the right opportunity will come. You are not the custodian of opportunity. So why do you want to determine when you position yourself for that opportunity? So I think you should start now. Is there a panoramic view of all courses so we know, okay, that has been answered? When we send the slide, click on the see full course brochures here and you see the panoramic view. I like that English. Panoramic view. I love it. I love it. Anyways, I see some people's hand are still raised. Emmanuel Maha, do you want to go ahead? Are you able to unmute Emmanuel Maha? And then we have Ashogbo. Emmanuel, are you able to unmute your mic and speak? If not, we can have Ashogbo. I don't know if I called
Okay.
that right.
Good evening.
All right,
Good
Emmanuel.
evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good
I
evening.
want to really appreciate. I really enjoyed the class and it really opened my eye. But the few questions I have, like myself, I read mechanical engineering and I'm also trying to run a program on cyber security, of which I've started the class already. So how can I apply it to this? How can I apply it to this too?
How can you apply what to this?
Hello? Yes, that is the cyber security and or the field I am already because I'm working as a construction worker in the field, but I just stopped the job because it's a bit difficult. That is one. Though, like I said before, I read mechanical engineering and I'm presently studying cyber security. So how can I apply this data analysis to it to help me boost myself? Because I'm really interested in this either data science or data analysis.
All right. I think I get your question, but I think you're not, looking at it from I mean, the perspective is great, but another perspective you can have that I feel is more more plausible is how can you fully break into data analytics or data science? All right, so that should be your focus, and the program is, you know, well suited to help you break fully into data analytics, regardless of the industry. All right, data analytics is a means to an end. What we do here is to empower you to be able to see data as a valuable product and be able to mine it to the point that you're able to provide valuable insights to your employers or your clients, regardless of the industry. You're working for a within the finance industry, you're able to understand finance data and also understand how you can leverage finance data to position your employers or your clients to make better decisions to drive their business towards productivity. So your focus now should be, regardless of what you're doing right now, how can you leverage the program to break into data analytics or data science? And you can do that. All right. That is exactly what the program is created for. Does that make any sense to you, Manuel?
Yeah. Really makes sense.
Awesome.
Thanks a
Awesome.
lot.
Awesome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So are you registering for the program?
Um, I'm supposed to register, but I don't have up to the 85. I have 50 right now. Like I
You
said,
have
so I'm looking
50
forward
right
to
now.
tomorrow morning that I'll complete the morning. Yes.
Oh, okay. But just stay till the end. Just stay. You don't need to leave. I might have something for you, but I just want to ensure that I have people that are ready. All right. I have people that are ready. Give me a second. Somebody requested that I share the brochure on the chat, so I want to do that. All right. I want to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, somebody
Thank
has
you.
done that already. Give me a second. All right. So I have a question. All right. I have a question that I want to ask. So Mary, I've shared that with you. You'll see a message from Ayobami Yusuf. All right. So that's a link to the brochure. Mary, confirm that you can see it. Just give me a thumbs up. Confirm that you can see it. Great. Awesome. So go through it and then let's talk. All right. So now I see that we have about 60 people on the call. Now, my assumption is that I have give or take 30 plus people who are still interested in the program. If I have made the right assumption, give me a thumbs up. I might have something for you. If I have made the right assumption that you're still on the call because somehow you know that you're interested in this program, but you don't have up to 85,000 right now to secure the discount with your complete installment. All right, great. Now, this is what I'm going to do, and that is for people like Emmanuel, all right? People like Emmanuel and other people whose constraint is the complete 85,000 to be able to secure the discount. Now, this is what I'm going to do. If you don't have up to 85,000 naira and you still want to secure the discount, and you can guarantee that if I allow you pay partly before the end of the month or before the program starts, you would be able to secure your discount. This is what you can do. With 30,000 naira tonight, you can secure your discount. All right. Secure your discount, pay part of your first installment with 30,000 naira. This guarantees that number one, you are able to secure the discount and you have more time to complete your first installment. So if you can leverage this tonight, give me a thumbs up. If you can leverage this tonight, give me a thumbs up. All right. So I see one thumbs up, only one person. Two people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. I don't think that's a thumbs up. That's a shock. 6 people. Keep it coming. Before I close it down, I'm looking for 10. I'm looking for 10. Once I see 10, 7. Once I see 10, I'm going to shut it down. 8, 9, and 10. So all of these people that are giving a thumbs up, all right? Secure your discount tonight, all right? Secure your discount tonight with 30,000 naira and make sure you send me a proof of payment, all right? Telling me that you have secured the discount with 30,000 naira. I need to be sure that you are part of the people that secure the discount tonight. So make that payment as we speak, and then don't forget, this is very important, all right? It's not that even if you don't do it, there's going to be an implication, but just to ensure that you are part of my list tonight, send a proof of payment, all right? Send a proof of payment to any of the WhatsApp numbers you can see on the screen. If you want to send it to our official WhatsApp, this is the number 07015647028, Nebiant Analytics. Or if you want to send it directly to me personally, all right, you want to send it personally and you want me to guide you through the next steps, you want to reach out to me personally with your proof of payment, this is my personal WhatsApp here, 07065782532. Make your initial commitment tonight as part of your first installment and make sure you let me know that you have done that, and then you have some time to complete the remaining, all right, the remaining first installment, and then you are welcome to the program. We can't wait. I personally get excited when we onboard new students because to me that means new lives getting transformed. That's the most exciting part of it. People who had zero idea about data analytics, their lives are about to change. I still spoke to one of our students today currently doing their projects, their capstone projects. I think they started some months back. They are currently doing their projects. The students was very, very appreciative of the program and said something very profound that I made me smile. Said, he is not the same person he was 3 months ago. And that's the joy that I have when I hear people say stuff like this. It gives me so much joy. So I'm excited about a new set of people who are going to tell me the same thing in the next 3 to 4 months. I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. So do that right away as we speak so that I can get your DMs before we call it a night. Please do not forget to send a DM with your proof of payment. So let me take more hands. I see more hands are still raised. Julius, are you still able to speak? Do you still want to speak? Julius Ashogbo. Julius, if you're able to speak, you can go ahead. Unmute your mic.
Good evening.
Hi, Julius.
Good evening, sir. Please, my question is data science, data analysis, and business analysis. I don't know the one that is be relevant, more relevant with the job I find myself. I'm a security person. I don't know which one is going to be very unique and relevant in the field of security. Of policy. So that's what I want to know, sir.
I faintly heard what you said, but I'm not sure that I captured the essence of the question. So do you want to take it up one more time, but maybe in a very stable environment now?
Yeah. What I'm saying is that want to know out of these three courses here, data science, data analysis, and business analysis, which one is most suitable for a security personnel? Which one is most suitable that can enhance?
Okay. I think we get your question now. Even though your network is still a bit wobbly, but I think I get your question. So you're asking as a security personnel, and I'm guessing you mean maybe a police officer or maybe a personal security officer. Which one is more, suitable out of these three to enhance your field? So number one is you don't want to have a confined approach. All right, you don't want to have a confined approach. In fact, even if you love your job so much, let it be either plan A or plan B. All right, don't make it strictly about using data to enhance your current job. What you want to focus on is how to break fully into tech, not to do your current job using data. All right, that should be your plan A. How do I even become a full-blown data analyst? That should be the plan. Or how do I become a full-blown data scientist? That should be the plan. Then maybe plan B, because I love my job so much. Even if I don't want to break fully, how can I use data to support my job? All right. Did I make sense to you? Or before I answer your question, Julius?
Yes, very sensible.
Oh, all right. So I'm then going to answer your question now. So number one, with regards to which one is more suitable, I would say that any one of the three directly enhances your job operation. Data analytics will help you to make decisions, security decisions using data. Data science will help you to be able to predict security threats. Data science is more about prediction using data. And business analysis is more about using business domain knowledge, your experience, your interpersonal relationship skills to improve the operations of a business. All right. So, regardless of anyone you choose, they will directly impact and enhance your current workflow. All right. But if as a beginner you're looking for a quick one, maybe data analytics, all right, maybe data analytics, because you can instantly achieve quick win, analyze, security data and be able to understand how to do your job better. So if I would recommend, I would say data analytics, but anyone you choose actually gets the job done. But my advice would be, don't focus on that. Find a way to think about how you can fully break into data, into working fully as a data professional with a laptop, with a computer in an office or from your home, not being a security officer using data. All right, does that answer your question, Mr. Julius?
Yes, 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 right. I got
All
it.
right. All right, great. You're welcome. So are you registering for the program?
Well, I may not be able to register now because of I'm not able to register, but I will continue connecting to your link so that when I'm ready, I will be there.
That's totally understood. But is there a reason? Is there a specific reason why now does not sound like a good time to start
Yes,
your journey?
the reason is, as a and as children, I have to start in school. I have to pay school fees of one medicine, study medicine. So me, I have to pay that before November. So you know what it takes for someone to really medicine. And the other
All
one,
right, all right.
yeah. So those are because of that school fees. If I paid, I just paid for this one. It's for my advantage. If I have the money, it's for my advantage.
All right, all right, all right. Chaplain Media.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Your network is really struggling to hear you, but it's fine. You can mute your mic now. Hi, Chaplain Media. Are you still on the call? Chaplain Media. Are you still on the call? Chaplain Media. Before I go ahead to answer your question, Chaplain Media. Just give me a thumbs up if you're still on the call, or let me try to look for you. Yes, you still are. So send us a DM tonight, all right? Chaplain Media, send us a DM. We don't want you to miss out on the discount, all right? So send a DM and we'll be able to take your query. Comfort Chine, please go ahead. Unmute your mic, please, and feel free to ask your question.
Okay, good evening,
Good
facilitator,
evening.
and good evening, everyone. Okay, I don't know if you clearly. My question is, I'm in the academics, so I don't know which between data analytics and data science, which one is going to be suitable. I plan to, pivot. Okay, but I need to know which one of them could also, fit best into my line of career.
Okay. So academics seem a bit, although it's supposed to be a no-brainer, but this is Nigeria. It can sound a bit vague. So what do you specifically mean? Are you a lecturer in a university or a school teacher?
Okay, yes, I'm a lecturer in the university.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So I'm gonna assume you're not. I shouldn't even assume. I know for a fact that your job entails a lot of research. Am I correct?
Yes,
Academic
yes,
research and
I
all of that.
analyze data. Yeah, I analyze data with SPSS and other
So
software, but for now,
you can already tell.
SPSS and Excel.
Oh, great. You can already tell what my answer will be, right? There's your
Okay,
your
I don't
career
know.
has a clear trajectory. It's data analytics, all right? It's data
Okay,
analytics.
all
Yeah,
right.
because
Thank
right
you.
now I'm guessing you use SPSS, eViews, Starter, all of those software. Am I correct?
Yes.
Exactly. So now what you're going to be empowered with is how to do more advanced analysis using more sophisticated tools that are, you know, um, suited specifically for advanced analysis like Microsoft Excel, Power BI, SQL, because if you want to do large scale research, that data cannot sit in it cannot sit in one small scale data storage. It's going to sit in an SQL database. And for you to be able to
Okay.
analyze or even interact with that kind of vast data, you need to
Yeah.
understand SQL. So data analytics is
Okay.
a very clear choice.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And are you signing up for the program tonight? Are you one of those people that will be taking advantage of the discount?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right, all right. So please go ahead and send us a proof of payment. All right. So before we okay, we have more hands. Adeline Igwe Sam. Adeline Igwe Sam. Adeline Igwe Sam. Please go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Hi.
So my question is, for people that have little knowledge of computer, whatever, what is the starting point? Are you just going to, is the person just going to go into data analytics, or there's a kind of brush over first before the program commences?
Beautiful question. Thank you very much. So I have a question. You're not going to blame me. I'm a Nigerian, and you know how we do. We answer questions with questions, even though our parents have tried to beat it out of us. When I ask you a question, you don't answer me with a question, but we can't help it, right? So let me ask you a question in response to your question. Do you know how to browse on the internet? Have you ever browsed on the internet?
Yes, I have.
Fantastic. Second question. You're going to forgive me. Do you operate your phone seamlessly, or do you need to call your friend to be able to help you operate your phone?
I do operate it myself.
Fantastic. So you have all it takes. That is all it takes to be able to gain value from our program. Now, the truth of the matter is a lot of people, when they are starting out, they create so much expectations, they create standards in their head. It feels like, oh, for me to be able to do this tech, I must be a guru with computers. No. By the time you now get into it, now it's, oh, so it's this simple. Oh, so it's not even beyond me. So I can tell you, be rest assured that as long as you can operate a phone, as long as you can browse, the internet, you have the skill sets to be able to, uh, get value from the program. All right, is that more comforting now?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So are you also going to be part of the people taking advantage of the discount tonight?
Not tonight, sir.
Not tonight. So you're one of the, oh, sorry. I mean, we have Odogus in the session. So maybe you're one of those people who don't mind paying 350,000. Am I correct? Oh, I think we lost her. All right. Okay. She's speaking. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I was going to say I lost. I didn't get to hear what you were saying because the internet threw me out, and
Okay.
before coming back, I said some other
Oh,
things.
okay. So no, I was asking when you said you weren't taking advantage of the discount tonight. So I was asking that, I was, jokingly saying that you're an Odogu who is willing to pay 350,000 because that's what it implies. If you miss out on the discount, you're paying 350,000, and I'm assuming that you're fine with that.
Not because I want to pay that, but for the reason that right now I don't have the capacity to do that this night. Not even the 10,000, no, 30,000 naira, whatever. But I just hope I will be able to join probably the next cohort, and then they'll be giving some consideration.
Mm, okay. But if I say something, I hope you would agree with me. If somebody calls you tonight, in fact, let me not say somebody, if you can validate, you can verify, you are very sure that the person who is calling you is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says, hi, I received your CV and it was very impressive. I need you to meet me at the Aso Rock tonight. Right now, we need to discuss your offer and when you start. So you need to book a flight tonight. Do you think you'll be able to get the money to book the flight right now, right here?
I'm not too sure. I'm not sure
But we know that,
because
but
I'll
we know
help.
what is going to happen, right? You know, you're going to make do. You're going to do everything to ensure
Frantic
that you make
effort,
that flight.
yes. I'll make some frantic effort, yes. I will make some frantic
Exactly.
effort. I just
Exactly. So, uh, I think what you need to do is to see this in that same light, because this, I wish I had enough time. You know, when I talk to people about things like this, I like to share my personal story. Uh, that when I was also starting out, I didn't see it. I'm also saying it now, but then I didn't see it in that same light. I didn't know that this will literally transform my life. I was a school teacher, making 30,000 naira. In fact, it got to a point I became a big boy and I was making 45,000 naira, and I felt like I was a big boy, right? And when Shapa held my neck, I knew I needed to do something differently. And that was when I started, positioning myself for a career. Like today, I can tell you, that I don't make 45,000 naira anymore. All right. I don't make 45,000. I don't make 30,000 anymore. But I wouldn't have known then, those years back, that this is where I'm going to be today. All right. So if you can
well,
unblock,
it's a longing. It's something I've longed for. In
mm,
short, I was browsing through the internet. I was just going through on Facebook when I saw this, and I quickly clicked on it because it's something I've been wanting to. There was a class I would have joined some time back. I missed out because the timing wasn't too right for me. And then when I saw this one, I just quickly clicked on it to,
mm,
it's something I've longed to do, but I wouldn't say maybe the timing now, financial timing now, it's another thing that but I don't know. Let me see. For tonight, no, but
oh,
probably
I
when
like
we
that. I
close
like that.
out.
Let me see part. So let's leave it at let me see. All right. So don't totally rule it out.
All right, so
Okay. All right. So we'll be looking forward to seeing you in class. I will personally be looking forward to seeing you.
all right. Thank you.
Okay. So we have quite a number of hands. Wow. And the time is fast spent, and I don't want to ignore any hand. So I would call. All right. I will call. And so I think that should be Mary. Mary, please go ahead. Mary Ibitoye. I think I saw your hand first. Mary Ibitoye, if you're able to speak, please let's make it very snappy. Time is fast spent. So let's make it very snappy. Hi, Mary, you're not audible.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible
Good
now.
evening, Mary. Yes, you are.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I really appreciate this class. I can say that it's an opportunity for me to be involved in this class because I've learned one or two things that I have not been exposed to before. But although I have built an interest in data analysis, but I discovered that we have so much areas under data analysis, especially the tools that will be used in the course of in the course data analysis. So I have an information about all these the tools that will be used like SQL, um, uh, Tableau. Is
All right,
Tableau
just
part
go
of it?
straight to the question. Yeah.
Yes, SQL. I know that. Another you mentioned another one today. Although I didn't notice, I didn't put it at heart. I know that, but I just want to ask: is it that we can go for all the tools, or we have to pick a particular tool? Like maybe is SQL you want to go for, is Excel that you want to go for, or Tableau and all that? Is it that is every all the tools that we have to know as a data analyst, or we have to pick one of the tools and study it and go for the
All
training
right.
or go for the class and all that? So that's my question, sir. Thank you.
All right. Uh, all right. Thank you very much, Mary. So, with our training, you are learning everything. All right. All the tools you saw in my slides, you're going to be learning all of them. And the reason is very simple. In a typical real world organization, you don't only get to use one tool, right? There are different scenarios that require you to use different tools to carry out different data tasks. All right. If you're working with simple data, just basic reporting, Excel is sufficient. But when your data grows larger, which every organization gets to that point, you then begin to store data in databases. At that point, Excel is no longer sufficient. You then use SQL to interact, visualize, and not visualize, sorry, to interact and analyze this data. But then it comes to a point where you need to build automated reports and feed those reports to your stakeholders automatically. They are consuming this report every Monday, every this. You need to build automated reports. At that point, Excel can't do that for you, even though it can in a way, but it can't do that scalably. You then need to turn to tools like Tableau, Looker Studio, or Power BI. All right. And that's why you need to pick on skills in these different areas, just in case opportunities come and it requires you to be proficient in these two. You won't say, "Oh, I'm sorry, they did not teach us." Nobody is going to listen to you. All right. That's why our program is well crafted out to ensure that all the tools that you need to start out your journey, you have the knowledge of them. And that's why you need to learn all of them. And remember, it's a 4 months journey. So it's been well planned out to ensure that within that 4 months, you have the right knowledge, and it's distilled appropriately within that period of time. Does that answer your question, Mary? You can just give me a thumbs up if it does. Awesome. All right. All right. So I can see Gabriel. Gabriel, please very quickly go ahead with your question. For those that are securing the discount tonight, hope you have done so. Hope I've not ignored you. Hope you have sent proof of payment. Can just give me a thumbs up if you have sent us proof of payments. You have sent us proof of payment. I've seen some, but I want to be sure that there are people who have. You are welcome. You are welcome. All right, I'm gonna move away from Gabriel. I don't think Gabriel
All right.
is
I was waiting for you to finish, so
okay. All right, thank you.
saying something. I wanted to ask um first the earnings. What's when it comes to data analysis and the the what one can earn from it? What is like the low, will I say the lowest, or what are the benefits when it comes to doing data analysis, like
All
the
right.
earning power, so to speak? Yeah.
All right. All right. Great question. Super great earning potential if you work in tech. Generally, if you're positioning yourself for global opportunities, which is what we do for our students. If you're positioning for global opportunities, you have the opportunity to earn anywhere between $3,500 to $5,000 in a month. If you, in a way, come across employers looking for cheap labor, which is a trend now. It's a trend now. You have employers looking for cheap labor. You can earn anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500, and that's even for cheap labor. And $1,500 is above 2 million naira a month. Even not not even a bank manager. There's a level you get to as a bank manager to earn 2 million naira a month. So even as a beginner data analyst, you're literally earning more than a typical bank manager in cheap labor. Now imagine when you get a job that is not cheap labor, you'll be living in abundance. All right. So that is the earning potential for any of these roles. Does that answer your question, Gabriel?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, awesome, awesome. So last question for the day, and then we call it a night. Shedrack, please go ahead. All right, so I'm just going to move away from Shedrack. Kings,
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sir. Like what I want to say, my network has been disturbing me since earlier. I don't know whether anybody has asked this question earlier. To some of us, like it's just some few days ago when we see this online and we pick interest in it, to just follow and come like this. But due to the cost of for registering for the course now, like now, our budget for this moment cannot accommodate it. Is there any way, like in the nearest time, where this class will be holding again, so that we'll make arrangement and make plans and preparation towards that?
All right, so fair enough. You did mention that your network, had been unstable because um the question has been asked before, and my answer then was that we usually strategically plan for our next cohort, and we plan one cohort ahead. So I can't directly tell you when the next cohort is going to be. The next cohort that I'm aware of is the one starting on the 8th of November. And for people who probably didn't plan it, just coughing out 250,000 naira, it might be quite a stretch. That's why we've also, for the sake of those kind of people, made it possible for you to break down the payment in installments. And as if that's the best that we can come up with, we also allow people who would probably didn't plan it and don't even have up to 250,000 naira or even 85,000 naira to still be able to take part of the discount by securing it with 30,000 naira tonight, and then they have time before the program starts to balance up this first installment, leaving their balance at 55,000 naira, and they get into the class, and then they leverage the installments for the next 2 months. So you have an opportunity to still take part of the discount with just 30,000 naira initial commitment, and you are going to be a part of the discount, right, Gabriel?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. So, last question for the day, last question for the night, rather. It's not daytime. Kingsley, please go ahead. Honor Kingsley very quickly. Okay, so I guess we're going to move away from Kingsley. All right, so I would assume that there are no questions. So I want to be sure one last time. Some people gave thumbs up earlier, about 8 to 10 people. If you gave a thumbs up earlier, if you have sent a proof of payment, remember that part is very crucial. If you have sent a proof of payment, please give me a thumbs up. You've sent your proof of payment, or you are still in the process. You are still in the process. Please give a thumbs up. You are still in the process as we speak. Please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up. Dami Dan. All right. So I don't know what that thumbs up is. Have you sent or you are in the process? You can type that in the chat. All right. All right. Okay, great. So the discount is to be taken up today. Okay, Dami Dan has sent East. All right. Comfort is in the process. Kingsley had called you up earlier. You were unresponsive, but please go ahead and make it very snappy. Thank you very much. All right. Please, Bamigboye Oluwadare, please go ahead. I might not be able to call you up again, Kingsley, because you are unresponsive and time is of the essence. Please go ahead, Oluwadare. You are muted, Oluwadare. You are unmuted, so you can speak. All right. So I'm just gonna mute him. So this is where we call it a night for today. Don't forget that we'll be sharing the recording of the session with you, and also we'll be sharing the slides with you. We'll be sharing the slides with you. If you still want to take advantage of the discount, please do so tonight and send us a proof of payment. If you need to take a screenshot of the account details, please do. It has also been shared in the chat. You can copy it and also take a screenshot of either phone numbers. Send us a proof of payment. That is very important so that we can document and be able to onboard you. All right, guys, thank you for joining this session. I look forward to seeing you in class for those that have registered for the program. Good night, everybody, and I